The fog seeped beneath my feet. I could feel the cold air between my toes, and the danger that lurked behind me had my heart pounding. Breathe in. Breathe out. I jumped to the right as the Majenox tried to shroud me with his arms. I sprinted through the mist. The forest was right there in front of me. My feet were burning for freedom. My heart was literally racing for its life. As I ran, I looked left and right. My people were falling. Death filled the air. I was gripped by my chain as I leapt for the woods. The winged beast had caught me. I spun around as fast as I could to see his face. I wanted to look into his eyes as I ripped his heart from his body. My arm had stung from its sulfuric blood. The skies were filled with these creatures, these things. If I didn't act quickly, I would have been captured again. It's been a long time since I've been out of a cage. I heard a loud explosion. I looked back at what I had done. The lab had been blown up. The pillar it was built on had begun to crumble. I did that. I could hear the wind through the trees whispering, "Go, go, go!" The sound of wings flapping broke me out of my trance. They circled around the sky, salvaging survivors. I hid underneath a nearby bush, holding my breath so they couldn't find me. The mist had cleared, and a heavy rain had spawned. The monsters had flown past me. Betrayed, weak, broken, and lost, I thought to myself, this is what it takes to be free. I laid there ready to die in the dirt. I just wanted to give up. By this time, who was left to save me? I watched the skies cry this day, and I wondered to myself, is this my ending? I could feel my body weakening. I had lost far too much blood. I want to go home. I heard a fast pace stomping through the woods. My eyes began to close, and then a shadow met with mine.
Don't give up.
After he found me, we had no other option but to run. I squinted at the trees. I could feel the presence of two figures closing in on us. My body became tense. My jaws clenched. I felt for my inner strength. This was my one chance to do something that mattered. His blood would not be on my hands. Lightning had struck, cutting off our path. We turned around to hold our ground. It was either kill or be killed. I didn't have time to think about being the next meal. My feet dug into the dirt and my nails grew to talons. I made it out of Tuama prison, something the others thought was impossible. I wasn't dying there after everything. I felt my stomach get hot as I faced the figures. My eyes turned red, and I could feel the sweat dripping down my forehead. My mouth gaped. The back of my throat burned. I had seen the snapping jaws of the Majenox coming towards me. My eyes closed. Once they had opened, a large fire had spread through the forest. Everything was blurry. Suddenly, my body lifted to the skies to escape and watch this forest front be burned to ash. I was on the back of a marvelous beast. There I was, riding the back of a Pegasus. This horse gave me a familiar look. Osian. I passed out as I scanned the trees looking for Agner. No sign of my best friend. I fell asleep on Osian's back.
We'll be alright. Sammaya, we're safe now. And you're safe too. Thank you for everything.
It had been hours after we escaped. By this time, the rain had subsided. It was dark, and I could barely breathe. I woke up in a small cave. The gaping wound on my side was cloth-bound, and fresh water sat next to me in a large wooden bowl. I made my way to the exit of the cave. Most of the group welcomed me with a loud yelling. I counted. 100 people followed my lead to the forest. Only 10 stood before me. I looked toward the edge of the lake to see my winged cold friend drinking from a warm spring. He stood grey and injured, nearly toppling over and breathing heavy. As I walked closer to him, I saw his long, broken limb. He was in major condition. I put my forehead to his. A tear of mine fell onto his snout. I began to cry, knowing that Osian's life was in danger. I looked him in the eyes. It'll be all right. His yellow eyes went hazel as I held his face between my hands. My fingers began to tingle as his wounds began to fade. He straightened out his wings. I sighed in relief as Agner's arms wrapped around me. Where's Mom? He shook his head. Mother was nowhere to be found. I watched Osian slowly move back into his regular form. After being locked away for 5 years, we made it. No idea where we made it to. I sent a search party a while later searching for survivors. No one. It was just us. My mother was lost in the escape. My lost-minded brother won't give up on us. I just know it. That's just how he is. Obsessive. Compulsive. Wrong. We're different from normal people out there, you know. We were captured and taken by Michaelis, my lost-minded brother. Some of us had lives before he used us as his personal experiments. A few of us were born enslaved and know nothing of the outside world. The people that I had led out of harm's way were in for the fight of their lives. I feel like this life we live now is all my fault. And I want to help everyone I can.